First off, rest in peace, neighborhood nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building businesses that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante Davis.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of Three Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Faith Over Fear.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the Three Man Weave.
What up? Once again, we are back with another episode of the Three Man Weave podcast. I am your hostess with the hoses, AJ El Presidente, and I am here joined with me.
Oh, it's your boy Hill. And he'll go here regardless, baby. Let's get it.
You already know. First off, before you do anything, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you ain't never been here before and you like what you see, or if you don't like what you see, hit that subscribe button and tell us, hey, y'all suck, or hey, y'all keep doing y'all thing. Either way, we gonna keep doing this motherfucker, and we gonna keep bringing you new episodes of the Three Man Weave podcast. If you want to find more content from us, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 3manweave_. Make sure you hit us up in the Facebook group at 3manweave. And if you got any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, orders for your merch, hit us up at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. What do we have for the people today?
NFL Honors, the awards. Let's get right to it. So we got the finalists for every award. So let's get right to the discussion.
All right, we're going to jump right into it. I ain't going to say dive in because, because Trey Songz beat the hell out of Lil Jacquees. but we go to the assistant coaches of the year, man, and we have our finalists: Ben Johnson, Mike McDonald, Ton Buchan, Jim Schwartz, and Bobby Slowik. I don't usually pay attention to assistant coaches of the year, but to me, this seemed like a stacked ass group this year.
Absolutely, and they probably could have had some more on here if you be quite honest.
Damn right.
I mean, but these are the finalists, and we're gonna go right with the finalists. Who? Let's start off. Who would we want? Who would we pick to win this award? And then we would say, who do we think is going to win the award? That's how we're gonna do this, right?
All right. So who do I think should win the award? I'm going with Mike McDonald.
Okay.
Because just to have that number one defense, to have that triple crown, to do some of the things with some of the pieces that he had, and not have that premier pass rusher out there, but you lead the league in sacks. Oh, you scheming.
Mm-hmm.
Like that defense gave plenty of people problems. And like I said, the Ravens, they were the number one seed, lost, I think, 3 games, and they could have won each and every one of them. And a lot of it also was based on that defense. So to me, Mike McDonald should be the assistant coach of the year.
I'm gonna go to the other side of the ball. I'm gonna go with Todd Monken. Like when he got hired, I don't really think a lot of people was excited, about that hire. They were like, yeah, Georgia's offense really wasn't. It wasn't. Can Lamar really throw? And a lot of questions about that. And then, like you said, he had Lamar looking like Louisville in the pocket at times. Like you said, he throwing out there with Zay Flowers. You losing Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely steps right in. It keeps the torch alive. Odell had some resurgent moments, and the offense was a good offense. Like you say, for him to be as questioned once he got hired for the production that he ended up doing, I think he definitely. I would pick him as the winner of the award. But who do we think is going to win the award?
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Ben Johnson.
Yep. I mean, the job that he did, man, to be quite honest, was definitely amazing. None to sneeze at. So if he wins this award, I wouldn't be mad at all. We might well move right along. But shouts out to all the finalists.
All right. Coach of the year. Now, you're going to see some of those repeats, from the same teams, but the head coach, we got Dan Campbell, John Harbaugh, DeMeco Ryans, Kyle Shanahan, and Kevin Stefanski. To me, this one's a little bit tougher. Who do you think should be the coach of the year?
DeMeco Ryans should be hands down.
Yeah,
DeMeco
to me, I believe there shouldn't be a question. Also, I think we in lockstep on this one to see what this team was when he inherited it to what they did this season to make it to the playoffs, and basically what they did in the draft, and the pieces that they brought in. This was a young team, and they stepped up. Who do you think is going to be the coach of the year?
I think they're going to give it to Dan Campbell. The lovable story of Dan Campbell, taking Detroit, to the playoffs, to the AFC Championship. I noticed it was a regular season award, but what he did with the Lions is definitely commendable. So I think they're going to give it to Dan
Campbell. So
Dan Campbell. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I know this was the lovable story, but I think if Dan Campbell was going to get it, I think last year he would have been his best chance, because now you just kind of you didn't take that exponential step up where people were like, oh, they kind of came out of nowhere, like what should be with DeMeco Ryans. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I think they're going to give it to Kyle Shanahan because of the work that he's done, consecutively with Brock Purdy, and the overall kind of the team. It was between them and the Ravens that looked like, hey, they were the toughest team. I would have given it to John Harbaugh, but some of the losses that they had were just head scratching. I know the San Francisco 49ers had, that losing stretch. But to me, it was just the losses that the Ravens took were just so head scratching, where they could have and should have won all of those games. So I think that they're going to give it to Kyle Shanahan, just kind of based off of, what they were all season, and kind of a lot of times, for the most part, people thought of them as the best team in the NFL all season.
I ain't gonna fight you on it. If they give it to him, I think it'll be one of those. We probably should have gave it to you a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's why I think it's gonna be one of the makeup awards for what they've done.
It's pretty much a makeup award if that's the case. So I wouldn't be mad. I mean,
I also think, to me, second behind DeMeco Ryans, I actually think it should be Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, absolutely.
What he did with that offense. I know they had a really good defense, but what he did with their offense and their quarterback situation, and then plucking Joe Flacco off the couch, that can't be understated. So I think Kevin Stefanski, to me, should be number 2 in the running.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, speaking of comeback player of the year. Oh, man, this one might be a little contentious in the group once we post it, but you got Joe Flacco, DeMar Hamlin, Baker Mayfield, Matty Stafford, and Tua turn the ball over.
This has definitely been a hot topic in the group already. And based off a lot of things, I'm gonna just use the logic that a lot of people have been using in the group. They've been harping on production, right? Production is what they've been harping on. So if that's the case, if that's what you're standing on, then Tua should get this award.
Exactly.
Because the concussions that he suffered last year was pretty much thought that we didn't think that he was really going to play football.
People were saying he should retire.
Yeah, he shouldn't play football again. And if that's the case, like you said, the way that he came back, he was the MVP candidate for a long time for this season. Like I said, if that's what you're standing on based on the production of coming back from something, then you should be going, Tua should win this.
Running away.
Or, I mean, not necessarily running away, because Matt Stafford got that same exact argument.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Based off the logic.
Yeah, based off the logic, you're right. You're right.
But the like I said, the lovable story, I get it. Joe Flacco came off the couch and, took the team to the playoffs, and, he did his thing. I get it. So if Joe Flacco were to win the award,
He was still out there like Santa Claus. He was giving that thing away.
I mean, he definitely giving up gifts, you know. But
I'm
like
not
I
even
said,
gonna say who. I'm not even gonna say who I like. Who I
yeah.
think should win because it's who should win. Like it's who should win. To me, there is no question who should win this award. And I don't know why it's so controversial. I don't care how many snaps he played. He played one snap. I don't care if he made it to the practice squad
Yeah.
and didn't see the field. Comeback player should be Damar Hamlin, dog, because he came back from the furthest. He came back from the depths. He came the depths of death. That's what he came back from. Ain't nobody. So yes, Tua came back from concussions. Matthew Stafford came back from injuries. Baker Mayfield came back from being a castaway, and Joe Flacco came back from his couch. Damar Hamlin came back from death. So if that's the case, his road back was longer than anybody else's. So to me, that should be the comeback player of the year because he had the most to come back from. He died. And guess what? Not even just that. He died on the field from a football move and then came back to play football. That just mentally alone to be able to do that. To me, that I don't see where the controversy is.
Bro, it's dudes that get stingers and don't tackle the same.
It's dudes that don't get stingers and don't tackle.
Dudes get ACLs and don't run the same. But like, what are we talking about, man? Let's move on, man. Like, what are we talking about?
Why are we doing this? Like, come on, man. Defensive rookie of the year. This was tough.
You know, I'm biased because I had my prediction. It was Devin Witherspoon, and he became a finalist. So I could ride with my guy, but I'm not because I don't think he deserves the award. Now I think he's gonna be one of them ones. But like you say, I definitely, saying shouts out to Kobe Turner.
I definitely like what Kobe Turner did, and bro, what I always say, hey, just acquire as many picks as you can, and they lottery tickets. The Rams did a hell of a job assessing that late round talent with those picks that they had, and just start throwing them out there, and they got some dogs.
I think Joey Porter was a beneficiary on some of the other rookies that I don't think he quite did enough to win this award. I believe he had a good
played
season,
well.
though.
Yes, he played well.
I'm just talking about as far as the award.
Yeah,
being a finalist, I don't think he just did enough for that. But he did. He had a good season.
This is gonna sound like hate, but it's not. To me, Joey Porter we need a fifth guy.
Oh, okay.
To become a finalist, and I don't think there was enough separation from him and some other players, but he played really well, and he has the name recognition, and it's not hate. He played good, but to me, if they would have just kept it at the 4 finalists, I would have been fine.
Yeah. Jalen Carter started off hot, and he looked like everybody was stupid in the league for passing up on him.
Right, but then he kind of slowed down. That whole defense kind of fizzled out.
Yeah,
and so we straying away from what we normally do.
Yeah.
So you went Spoon as who you think. I think, to me, I think this one is who I think should win it is gonna win it. So I'm gonna just say it.
Will Anderson, right?
Will Anderson. To me, is Will Anderson. Yeah, I don't think there's much to debate. I think he had a solid up and down season, and he really was a force on that DeMeco Ryans defense, and he stepped into that number one pass rusher role for that defense.
Shouts out to me for one of my predictions to look like something.
There you go.
For the rest of them damn predictions, boy.
It was a little bit iffy.
Hey, do you watch sports?
Right. Hey, it happens, dog. It happens. So we about to get to the next group. One of my predictions. One of my guys to look out for.
Yeah, you definitely should gloat on this one, man. Go ahead, start setting the tone.
All right, so I'm just gonna go with my guy because he was one of my guys that I said from the combine. hey, watch out for dude, and that's Puka Nacua. And he came out there. We've had some great rookie wide receiver seasons, and he came out there, stepped right in. Cooper Kupp went out. Hey, Cooper who? He was out there doing exactly what Cooper Kupp was doing, and so broke rookie records. And I think Puka Nacua, he definitely had a really, really great season. And I think I honestly has a legitimate shot and a legitimate argument to win this award, to be quite honest. Absolutely. He has a legitimate argument to, regardless of who I think we're probably going to agree should win this award. He has a legitimate argument to win this award over that person from the season he had and the records he broke after we've seen Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase break rookie records.
Absolutely. Like I said, the job that Puka did, like I said, all year, even when Cooper Kupp came back, it was like, yeah, Puka still that.
He's dude. Like, I look at me.
I'm the
captain now.
But like you said, like you alluded to, I think CJ Stroud is going to win this award. Like I said, he plays a more notable position. He's the quarterback, number 2 overall pick, got his team to the playoff. They won the playoff game. Like I said, the way that he played quarterback, like I said, he almost cemented. He might. I don't say almost, but he cemented himself as already a top 10 quarterback in the league.
100%.
Like that's tough to do. That's tough to do off just one season. So
yeah, absolutely. And
the numbers he put up was crazy.
And I just want to say, this is why you do not scout the helmet in college when it comes to quarterbacks. Well, you don't scout the helmet in general, but do not scout the helmet when it comes to quarterbacks, because no school is a quarterback factory. None. No school. Like, no school has a pedigree where you say, oh, they churn out NFL quarterbacks. They don't. Don't give me Oklahoma, because there's plenty of misses, and it's way more misses than it's hits. Don't give me USC. Plenty of misses.
We got some hits, though.
I know. It's all right. All right.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud. That was easy. Defensive Player of the Year.
I can go first, right?
Yep.
The person I think should win this award is DaRon Bland.
Same.
The season that he put up, we had to.
You got the pick six, like the pick six record. And it was like every game. And he was good in coverage. It wasn't just he was.
Yes, thank you. The last cornerback that actually won the award was Stephon Gilmore. The numbers that he put up, DaRon Bland did that in the middle of the season.
Right.
So, and like you said, you could look at all the advanced numbers or what. Like I said, he was actually covering people as well. It wasn't just he was just getting interceptions. He was doing his job. Yes, I get it. DK Metcalf took his food that night. I get it. Like I say, it was a bad look on a national stage. I get it. So of course, if he's going to lose the award, but if he lost the award because of that game, cool. We're not gonna fight about that. But like I say, we haven't seen a season like that. That's what the purpose of this award, because the recipient of this award, we've seen this before.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say who we can say gonna win yet, but for example, I'll save it. I'll save it. Go ahead.
No, because I agree with you. I agree. It should be DaRon Bland because of, like, we get to it, but a lot of times now it's one of the guys who goes after the quarterback. Like you said, the last defensive player of the year we've seen from the secondary was Stephon Gilmore. To me, making an impact and score, like, not only just getting your offense the ball, but scoring points and putting points on the board is like, that's unmatched. That's the, like, you're actually doing, like, that's the name of the game. Score points. And you're doing that single-handedly. You're the he was the reason why a lot of the games that we're in, the offense didn't have to play in the fourth quarter, because guess what? You're getting a quick point swing now. Like, the defense is putting points on the board before the offense even touches the field again. So to me, defensively, that's the name of the game. Not only get the ball back for your offense, but put points on the board so the offense don't even got to come out there.
But what are we doing with this award, like, at this point? because I get it. The MVP has just turned into a quarterback award, and
yeah.
like you say, we've just been accustomed to that. But defensive player of the year is starting to become who's the leader in
Who's the
sacks.
sack leader? Yeah.
And like I say, I'm not saying leading the league in sacks is something to poo-poo at, because that's a tough task, especially how they starting to treat some of these pass rushers in regards of these pass rushers not getting the holding call that they deserve. So like, I'm not minimizing that, but like I said, at the end of the day, we talk about an award. Something you should be doing in a single year should stand out, right?
Right.
It should be something
100%.
different. We should see that. And like I said, I'm not mad at whoever wins this award. Like I said, of course, I think TJ Watt is going to win this award, and I'm not going to be mad that he win this award. But it's like it's not even his best season.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. You know, it's just the fact that like we've seen that before, TJ. We haven't seen what DaRon Bland has done.
And to me, I think there has to be some level of there has to be some level of, taking into account degree of difficulty. Also,
that's good. Yeah, that's gonna take us way to if you go.
I need to but just know, like, where I'm going with that. Like,
yeah, I understand.
When it comes to playing corner and getting, what was it, 6 pick sixes?
Yeah.
And how many interceptions did he have?
I think he had 8.
So it's like 6 pick sixes, 8 interceptions total. I understand TJ Watt had, 20 plus. I think it was 21 and a half.
Not this year. I think he only had 17 and a half.
Nah, because I think Trey Hendrickson had 17.
Yeah, they was tied.
Oh, 7. Yeah. So, right. So that's my thing. So, like, yes, you got 17 sacks. He damn near got half of that in just interceptions. You know what I'm saying? And that it's harder to get the ball when you're in. I'm going too much in the weeds. Let's just go ahead and go to Offensive Player of the Year. All right, for Offensive Player of the Year, we got Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, and Dakota Rain Prescott.
I have a question.
Let's go for it.
Why the hell Lamar and Dak on here? If you didn't already told me the MVP is pretty much a quarterback award,
yeah.
Why are they on here? Like,
because
no. Why are they on here, bro?
Because what's about to happen is, I don't want to tip my hand, but I think Offensive Player of the Year is going to go with the quarterback with the best numbers, and then the MVP is going to go to the quarterback with the most value, which is ridiculous to me, because now you're taking the opportunity for these other skill position players to win these awards, because it's just such a quarterback driven league. And I understand that, but these players, like, because to me, take Lamar Jackson off of Offensive Player of the Year. Puka Nacua should be up here as just Offensive Player of the Year. Take Dak Prescott off of here.
Absolutely.
AJ Brown should be up here.
Absolutely. Like, what are we talking? I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, what are we doing? Like,
bro, Sam Laporta set the tight end. Like, he almost had the tight end. We had the rookie tight end record. It's like,
I was ready. I was so frustrated. I was sitting here ready to make my case for CD, because the season that he had, it was comparable to Tyreek. Tyreek had that ankle injury, and it actually might have robbed him from that 2,000 yards that he possibly was on pace for getting.
Yeah, I think it did.
But when it comes to this award, like I said, I think Christian McCaffrey has to get this award.
Yeah. Ain't it a bitch that as soon as he gets to San Francisco, he just healthy now? Like, every single season in Carolina, hamstring, ankle,
Who was he in Carolina with?
Exactly. He get there, and sometimes what I be saying is addition by subtraction. You get more production with less usage, and that's what you got.
And I don't think his usage is any less. It's just the fact that Maybe he could get a break.
Nah, he ain't, because he ain't running in the 8-man boxes every damn day.
You know what I'm saying? It's different, man. But shouts out to Tyreek, CD, and Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I definitely agree with you that, you know, I think the injury hurt Tyreek Hill and it hurt his chances. I think it should be Christian McCaffrey.
Either or, it's one of those either or, man. If Tyreek wins, I'm not
Right.
upset at all. Like I said, if CMC wins, I'm not upset at all. Like I said, I was ready to make a case for my guy CD, you know, because he definitely has a real case, to be quite honest. But you know, those two individuals just stuck out a little bit more.
Yeah, you know it. Ready to go to MVP?
Yep.
MVP. Quarterback, running back, quarterback. That's how you know you're the offensive player of the year if you're the only running back
on the MVP
on the MVP list. All right, so we got Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy. I mean, I don't even want, like, because I feel like it's a foregone conclusion. Like, we all know who's going to be the MVP,
which is Lamar.
You go and say who you think it should be first.
I mean, it's a regular season award.
Yep.
I understand Lamar, number one team, beat a lot of teams with winning records, all the, you know. But statistically, Dak is top 5 on every quarterback stat that you need that's relevant. Any stat that you want to look at, that you want to look at, you know, any positive stat, negative stat, he ain't there. I mean, all the quarterback numbers that he put up this year screams MVP. Now, I don't want to hear that nonsense that all of a sudden he's just the MVP because the candidates are what? Because Mahomes not an MVP candidate, because Burrow not an MVP candidate this year, and all of a sudden the MVP race is just is minimized now. Like, right. I'm not trying to get that backhanded compliment this year for my guy. Like I said, I understand it's a regular season award. He answered every you know, new offense. If it's a new offense this year as well. I mean, what more did you really ask for? You know?
Yeah, 100%. And to me, also with Kellen Moore leaving, and you know, because everyone thought he was the hot shot and stuff like that, and then for this offense to not miss a step and Dak to perform even better than he did last year, I think that shows a lot with Dak's growth and who he was, and he did it without the presence of a running game.
All these other candidates have a running game. It was Dak. Right. It was Dak, the CD, or nothing. Like,
and guess what? That's why I believe if you are the offensive player of the year and you are the running back, the sole running back on this list, you should be the MVP because obviously you are doing something that is extremely freaking valuable. And like I said, I've made a case for Lamar, I believe, on one of the episodes. And you know what he brings. So even, you know, with his numbers not being what they once were, on his value. But again, a lot of times when this award was given, it wasn't just the value that you brought, it was just the numbers that you put up. So again, what are we doing here? What are we going to do? Is it a regular season award based on the quarterback with the best numbers, or is it the quarterback with the best value? Because again, that could have been Tom Brady and Peyton Manning every year.
I mean, because based on I mean, like you said, is it the numbers or is the actual value? Because when you look at Josh Allen, like you said, it was some games this year that he actually just lost the game. Like, he lost it for him.
Like, yeah. Like,
and then it was a game like, boom, the Cowboys game. What did he do? James Cook still running on us right now in that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the Ravens played, when Lamar played bad, like against the Steelers, they lost.
Yeah. And that's the like that goes to the value.
Like, that's the value. Like, Purdy didn't have that many bad games, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
they went on that 3-game losing streak, and his turnovers was high, but his numbers were still pretty much the same, just like he was doing on any other time. Now, he had a bad game against the Ravens, Don't get me wrong. That game was terrible.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
It was terrible. But that 3-game losing streak that his numbers were still pretty much the same. The turnovers
It's just the turnovers inflated. Yeah.
But like I said, they didn't look the same because they didn't have Trent Williams and they didn't have Debo at the time. So that's the case. If you
that shows the value.
You're talking about value here, like I said.
Yes.
Well, like I said, my guy, like I said, no running game. Like I said, if he had a bad game, because the defense sure enough wasn't stopping anybody after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Dan.
You know, I'm just being honest. But I mean, like I said, you have to actually look at the game, look at it now. And I'm not saying it in a disrespectful tone, but Lamar was the most valuable. Like I said, he controlled everything. Like
it lives and dies with him.
Absolutely. Like I said, every aspect. Like I said, he didn't have a CD to throw to that was another offensive player of the year candidate. You know what I'm saying?
And he's the reason that the running game is what it is.
It is what it is. Like I said, everybody, we love Gus Edwards, but like I said, come on, Gus.
Yeah.
Get him, Gus. That's it, man. But I think, like I said, it's foregone conclusion. We understand that Lamar Jackson is going to get this award. It is what it is, and not mad at all. But y'all let us know in the comments who you think. Let us know in the Facebook group who you think. Y'all catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm Hill. That's AJ.